day by day, and you know, your fifth Chinese bamboo year may be coming sooner than you think. So keep going and be kind and loving to yourself. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Paige. Today I have a chit chat, get ready with me, talk with me from this to this, then keep watching. Okay, so I've already done my eyebrows, and yeah, so we're gonna start off with the eyes first. I think I'll probably just talk through the eyes, and then the rest of it I'll just be doing my makeup and talking. Like, I'm not gonna tell you, I guess, what I'm gonna do, because you're gonna be able to see it, I hope. But I'm gonna use this Iheart Revolution palette in the color Violet. They're really pretty. Like, I love purple. Purple's my favorite color of like all time, but it's not like my favorite color to wear, but I like it for eyeshadow looks. I feel like on brown girls and on brown eyes, chef's kiss. And I actually saw this makeup babe on Instagram who done this eyeshadow look. I'll try and like insert a clip somewhere so you can see what it looks like. But yeah, I really liked how she did her eyes. And then for when I went to the club, I was wearing like this skirt and then a crop top, which we'll see, and that was very cute. So I felt like the eyeshadow look was very matching to the vibe. So okay, gonna do eyes first. So yeah, like, I wanted to do a chit chat, get ready with me, because I just feel like in terms of YouTube and even a bit on Instagram, like, I wasn't really present at one point. I just kind of vanished, and I wanted to come back on here. Well, I wanted to get back into the habit of uploading onto YouTube, but I didn't want to just come pop up with content and like have not spoken to people. I mean, that's if people actually watch this. I mean, I'm sure some people will, but like, I didn't want to just pop back without kind of, I guess, getting things off my chest in a way, like using this really as a platform for me to just share my experiences and also just like my thoughts and etc. So yeah, I basically just needed to take a break from social media in terms of content creating, because like the end of last year coming into this year, my mental health was just on the floor. Like, I've suffered from, well, I've had depression before in the past, but not to the extent that I was experiencing this time round. Yeah, it was just really hard. Like, I was just not here for it. I was literally like, cut the cameras, dead ass.
Cut the cameras, dead ass.
Because I was rattled. Like, nothing felt as if it was going right. Like, I'd adjusted from coming back from uni, because like I graduated in July last year, but it just felt different. Like, I just felt so, what's the point? Like, what's my, I know what my purpose is. Well, I believe I know what my purpose is, but it was just I just felt really deflated. I was just like, I can't be bothered, nothing's working, what's the point? Like, I give up, I'm done trying. I don't want to do this anymore. Like, it's just not working for me. And that was hard, because I felt like at the time I was like, oh yeah, I'm managing. I was like, yeah, my mental health is fine, I'm fine, like my anxiety is fine. That was a lie.
All a lie. Guys, it was all a lie. She lied.
Like, I thought I was managing.
Liar, pants on fire.
And then I had like, I don't want to say a mini breakdown, but it wasn't nice. And it was like I'd finally reached the peak of my sadness and numbness. Like, it was just, yeah, I thought I was coping, then something just snapped in me. I just woke up one morning. I remember I was doing yoga. I just woke up, I did yoga, I meditated, and then something just, it clicked, and I was just like, nah, I'm actually not good. And my friend was actually trying to get in contact with me, and she kept asking me, like, she would ask me, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. That was a lie. So Yeah, I'm fine. No. My boyfriend would ask me, are you okay? And I was like, no. I was like, baby, you sure? I was like, yeah, I'm fine. No. But I feel like I'm in a much better place, and I had to take time out to kind of decide. I had to decide what I kind of wanted for myself, and also I knew that I couldn't carry on what I was doing. Like, yeah, I just felt really low. I was comfort eating a lot, and I feel like that didn't necessarily help. And also living with a potentially, I'm not saying toxic, but not the greatest of family member who's not the greatest for your mental health. Like, yeah, I don't want to say toxic, but kind of toxic. But anyway, I'm not going to get into that now. Maybe at a later date, perhaps, I don't know, but I'm not getting into that now. Once I had like that kind of mini breakdown and realizing that I wasn't coping with it, like I, you know, tried to be more open and transparent about how I was feeling, because that's one thing that I don't always do. Like, I don't just say how I feel, and then that's when it obviously festers, and like, I know that it's not healthy. You know. First, we're going to use the shade Conjure. Next, we're going to go in with the colour Forsaken, which is like this fuchsia pink kind of colour. Like, it looks super purple, but it's like a purpley pink, like you'll see. Just going to put that in the crease area. Also, we're going to fix my hair because I know it's probably looking crazy. We're going to fix it. I'm going to use the shade Vaudeville. Yeah, it's in between Desired and Curfew. So if you have the eyeshadow palette or you want to purchase it, then that's what it's called. And I'm literally just going to like... Can you see that? The crease will be blended in the first colour. I do like suffer from seasonal depression. Like, that's not... It's not the first time that, like, you know, when the people who live in the UK know what it's like. When it's winter, like, it's dark by 4 or 5 o'clock, like, it's cold. I was made for the tropics. But whatever. But yeah, like, so I feel like that also contributed, but just in general, like, my depression was just it was doing a lot, and I had to like really reevaluate, like, you know, I would never want, for example, like my friend or someone close to me to go through what I go through and feel like they can't talk to anyone. And that's not to say that my friends made me feel like that, because they didn't at all. It's just that I feel like for me, it's like that first step of coming forward and saying, like, look, I'm not good. It's what's the hardest part for me. But then once I've done that, like, I feel a lot better. But to get to that point, I feel like I have to really be like on the verge, and I'm trying to not allow myself to get on the verge before I communicate how I feel. And also as well, like, just doing things for me that are worthwhile and work, like journaling. I used to do that all the time, and I'm trying to get back into the swing of that. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, I went to the doctor. My doctor was not helpful. Like, it's not the usual doctor I see, but all the other doctors, like my faves, were booked up for like 6 weeks, and I was like, I kind of need to go like now, so I can't really afford to wait like 6 weeks. Whatever. This is over my doctor. The doctor was not that helpful to me, but you know, I feel like, especially with what's happening now with this pandemic, Miss Rona, I feel like and that's one thing. Sorry to keep going back and forth. That's one thing that I realized I needed to do for myself, which is take it day by day and just be more kind and loving to myself, because like there were just certain areas where I was just slacking, and that's not me being hard on myself. It's just that I know that I'm not doing what I could be doing to help myself feel my best. But yeah, I mean, like, I'm thankful that, you know, like, I have patient friends and like patient and supportive family members and like my boyfriend and stuff like that, because yeah, I was just like, no. I just lost, I don't know if it was, it basically was the motivation, but also just feeling like that excitement, like I had no drive to do like the projects I wanted to do. We're gonna cut the crease and I'm gonna keep talking. Lol. Lollage. My robe keeps just like, I don't know how these babes who wear robes all the time keep it in place. Like, I don't know if it's this robe in particular that is shifting, but it doesn't actually stay in place, and it's quite frustrating because it's so cute. But I'm like, but yeah, so because of how I was feeling in myself and just in general, like I didn't want to be putting up content. Like, I'd write down ideas or come up with ideas and I'd be like, oh, that's shit, no one's gonna wanna watch that, you know, you're not gonna be able to execute it well, etc, etc. So that for me was hard because my self-talk was just so negative, and then because I wasn't sharing that with anyone, no one was able to, I guess, help me see what I was thinking. Like, I knew it, but I just didn't know how to cope with it at the time. And it's like, me having negative self-talk is not anything new. Like, I've experienced it from when I was in my young teens. Like, I think it's something that a lot of people experience, and it's hard because it's hard to get rid of, in a sense, because it's such a natural, it's a habit, like you're just used to doing it, so you quite often don't really interject and question, like, actually you're chatting shit. But yeah, so that wasn't helping. So yeah, I just felt really demotivated. Like, I had no content I wanted to put out, and like on Instagram I literally didn't post for a month, which isn't, it sounds like a lot, but when one of my goals for the year was to be more consistent and I'm not posting, like, it sucks. But then I also have to put my mental health and how I'm feeling in myself first. Like, there's no point in me putting out content if I know I'm not happy with it, if I know that it's not showing my best self and that I'm not pleased and want to actually show it. Like, I need to enjoy it, and I need to know that I'm satisfied with what I've produced and what I'm going to put out, because at the end of the day I'm working on my brand, and also I'm doing it for fun. Like, if I'm not enjoying myself while I'm doing it, then what is the point? Because I'll be able to feel it, and then you'll be able to feel it when you see or watch that, you know, my energy is just different. So yeah, that's what I had to kind of deal with, and also just taking my time and just not pressurize myself, like, by this day I need to be feeling better in myself, because that's not how it works. Like, there's going to be days where they're good, there's going to be days where they're bad, and that's what happened to me, and it's still what happens. Like, I can't control it, in a sense. Like, sometimes it's one thing that can just make me like, but then I also try to really think and evaluate about how I react to things, because, you know, I can't control other people and what they do, but I can control my response and my reaction to them. Like, before lockdown happened, I wasn't really doing much in terms of creating stuff, and like, I didn't really have many ideas. But then it's like, as soon as, like, just before lockdown and like Miss Rona became apparent, it's like all of a sudden I have stuff and like projects I need to work on. But I'm nearly finished with one project. Sorry, my nose is, hay fever's kicking ass. I need to sneeze. Oh, it's gone. That's the worst. My nose. But yeah, so yeah, before Miss Rona, I wasn't like, I had things I needed to do, but they weren't like imminent, like they needed to be done. Whereas as soon as Miss Rona happened and everyone went into lockdown, it's like, oh, I actually have like projects I need to work on. But yeah, and I feel like because of the headspace I've been in, I've had a lot more ideas, and I just let them flow more naturally, and like, oh yeah, I'm excited about doing that, and I'm actually gonna follow through and execute, because that's one thing that I do that's quite frustrating. I say I'm going to do something in my head and then I don't follow through with it, and that's frustrating because I talk myself out of it when I know that I can do it, and also like, it's not going to be perfect. So but anyway, so we're going to use I can't say it, we're going to use this colour, Amethyst, and if I say it wrong, I always get roasted for not pronouncing stuff right, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't say it right the first time, I'm sorry. But yeah, I've taken a flat brush and I'm just gonna literally Okay, so the eyes are basically done. I mean, we'll finish them off. In fact, you know what? Let me just apply eyelashes now, because this is what I do. I think, oh yeah, it's fine. I don't need to apply eyelashes. I can do it last. Then it gets messy and then I'm pissed. So, I'm going to go on, apply my eyelashes quickly, and we'll be right back. My eyelashes are good. The eyelashes that I use are these ones, which are from, wow, the packaging is so dirty. But these ones are from eBay. I showed them on my last, well, my one and only so far, makeup video. I also as well was really like questioning what kind of content I wanted to put out, because people that follow me already know that I'm very much like a styling babe. Like, I love clothes. I love to put clothes together. So yeah, I've been really exploring makeup and enjoying that. And I feel like because of that, I was kind of stressing out in a sense, because I felt like my current response to makeup on my platforms, which is mainly YouTube and then Instagram, was not the greatest. And that was a bit discouraging, because I felt as though, yeah, like I want to do makeup, and I don't want to like makeup beauty, and I didn't want to, in a sense, pigeonhole myself and say that like I couldn't do it. I mean, I think for me it's more so because obviously like I'm still learning how to do makeup in general, and how I like it for my personal preference. And I was telling myself like, oh, you're not that good at doing it, like, just again negative self-talk. But then it's also like, well, I'm also like entitled to not be great at it first off the bat, because I've never really explored with makeup the way that I have been recently. And it's like, you're never going to be great at doing something the first go. Like, you're not. And if you are, I mean, that's great. But majority of the time, you're not going to have honed in on a skill from the jump. It's just not going to happen. I didn't want to say to myself, no, you shouldn't do it at all. Because like, especially when I'm doing looks, I like to do my makeup and to really incorporate how the makeup's going to look with what makeup should accompany certain looks, basically. And yeah, so because I wasn't getting like the greatest reception on what I've posted, I felt a bit like deflated. But it's also reminding myself that, look, I'm never going to be great at it from the jump. Like, it's just not going to happen. It's going to take time to perfect it and to get it to a standard that I want. And that's another thing which led me to feel like I really do, and I am going to incorporate like makeup and beauty into my channel, into my platform. And I felt like I just wasn't sure, and I was questioning whether that was a good fit for me. But you know, like in my last video that was actually supposed to be like a chit chat but wasn't, I was actually in that video talking about how like I was watching when Fenty Beauty came about, and I was just watching so many interviews with Rihanna and her talking about makeup, and she's like, makeup's supposed to be fun, like, and it is. And I feel like that's what, in a sense, doesn't feel lost, but I feel sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes there's this aim that it has to look perfect. Like, obviously, yeah, if you want to look flawless, of course, by all means, I'm not telling you not to. Like, I want to look flawless too at times, but I feel like for beginners or people who are really just getting into it more now, it can kind of feel a bit unnerving to feeling as though like, oh my gosh, my technique or this or that is not going to be great. But it's like, it will be with practice, but you can't expect it from the jump. And that's just, I think, another thing of me just not having too much high expectations for myself. Like, high expectations in the sense that, yes, that's good to have expectations, but not to the degree where I'm like prosecuting myself for not attaining what I think I should be. Like, if it's actually something that I want to do, then fair enough, and I'm trying to achieve it through like daily goals or weekly goals, that's different. But when I'm just trying to enforce it upon myself for the sake of it, like, it's not fun. And I do enjoy doing makeup, and it is fun, and I do sometimes just like to sit there and just play around, because at this point and during this climate, which is being at home, why not? Yeah, expect more beauty content, and also just expect like other creative stuff that, like I said before, I wanted to do, but I just never felt like, I just never pursued it because I'd always talk myself out of it. That you're definitely going to see, because I've got some exciting ideas. I'm looking forward to testing myself, like pushing myself creatively, and like following through with what I want to do, and also not being like too hard on myself if things don't go the way I want them to. I'd always give myself these really like long lists, and I feel like it's not a bad thing to write down what you need to do, but when I wasn't making them achievable, I'd feel really overwhelmed, like, oh my gosh, you've done nothing. And I feel like, especially in this period that we're in, where it's like people are at home, I feel like not everyone, some people are like, oh, you need to be learning a new skill, me. And like, look, if that's what you want to do and you have the means and the energy and the capacity to do that, then that's fine. But don't make other people feel bad because they're not coping or doing what you're doing. Like, everyone is coping with this difficult time differently, and at the end of the day, like, some people are having to really adjust how they would conduct themselves in their everyday lives because they're used to being sociable, like they're used to being out, and you know, that's kind of what they need. I just feel like, do what you want to do what makes you happy. If you want to lay there all day in bed and watch films and TV shows and you're able to do that, then do that. If you want to, you know, create content or just do something else for yourself that's not necessarily creative, but like something that you never would really have the time for, like reading or exploring a new topic, then do that. But like, don't be out here being mean to other people because they're not doing what you're doing. Like, face your front, do what you want to do. Because this whole what do people call it, Jay-Z brunch Twitter? Nah, they take me out, and the way people take the mic actually makes me, like, it's just hilarious because it's so true. Like, relax. It's not by force. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. No one's making you. I've actually been doing this fashion course on I forgot what the website's called, but it's really cool, and it's got it's understanding fashion from business to culture, and it's actually, I've really been enjoying it because I know I haven't learned anything new in terms of, like, not education, but education wise. Like, there's not been any courses that caught my eye, and then I saw it initially like back in March because it started at the end of March. Because I think for me it's good, especially since I'm delving more into fashion, just learning more about it in general, like not just from my experience as a consumer and listening to other like business people. But yeah, they have like people from Chanel that are talking about their shows, and I think for me, I enjoy it because it's very much about fashion, but it's doing it from different angles, like sociology as well, an economical point, and also a philosophical point. People who didn't know, I studied philosophy at uni, and the main professor who is leading the course, his work is in analytic philosophy, and I'm like, that makes sense why I enjoy it so much, because I love how it's set out, and I feel like it's quite accessible in terms of the content. Like, you can have like subtitles and there's a transcript, and like the language isn't too undigestible. Like, I get it. So yeah, that's been fun. I've been enjoying doing that because I think, like I said, it's good for me to just do different things, and especially like expanding my knowledge of fashion and really dedicating time to developing my craft, and also just looking at other perspectives and what they think on fashion, whether I agree with it or not, and things like that. Something that I think is definitely important, and that like a lot of the time we sometimes forget, is that you know, when you plant a seed, the tree doesn't come the same day. Like, it just it doesn't. it's not designed, nature's not designed that way for it to happen. So I feel like I try to always have that in mind when I'm wanting to do things, and also just to take it step by step. Like, you can't rush certain processes. There's actually this song, by it was on the Lion King album, which I love. Like, Beyonce was really in her bag, baby, when she done that. She was in her bag. But yeah, there's a song called Key to the Kingdom, and it's basically just talking about like your internal, I guess, you can see my legs, it's just talking about like your internal kind of, how I can, in a sense, it's basically you who will lead you and take you to where you want to go. I mean, I definitely believe in that, and I think with like the guidance and the support of God in the universe, that's definitely like the case. But yeah, in the song Mr. Easy, there's a line, and it's like how does it go? Basically, it's talking about like a bamboo tree, a Chinese bamboo tree, and I looked it up, and bamboo trees actually they don't flourish until their 5th year. So it made me think about how in our generation, well, like my generation, I feel like we always want, sometimes, not all the time. Wow, my contour looks so strong there. Ooh, child. Ooh, we gonna blend that out, hold on. But yeah, like, we kind of want instant gratification, and we see other people doing it, but like we don't know if they're technically on like their fifth year of their Chinese bamboo tree. You know what I mean? Like, they're on their 5th year where they are now flourishing, and you can't compare your 1 year with someone else's 5th year, or even your 1 year with someone else's 1 year, because everyone's journey is different. Like, you actually cannot compare. Comparison is a thief of joy. I learned that the hard way. So at this point, I have to relax. I have to trust in the journey, trust in God and what's in store for me, and know that I'm meant to be where I'm meant to be. And I feel like as I get older and grow more and have more experiences, like, I truly believe in that. But yeah, so don't put too much pressure on yourself, because for all you know, you're in your 4th year of your Chinese bamboo tree transformation, and your 5th year is coming, and then damn, it's happening. Like, that's exciting. I really love that song. I love that song. If you haven't listened to it, you should definitely check it out, because yeah, I feel like that helps you put things into perspective in terms of like not overthinking, and like, it's very normal and okay to question and think like, what is my purpose? Am I actually fulfilling it? But also to remember that like your time will come, and you just have to keep going and being persistent. But yeah, in this current climate of Miss Rona, I'm taking it day by day, doing what I can and doing what meets my needs every day. It's good to write down, if you want to just even do like 2-3 things for the day, and then when you tick it off, it's like, I've actually done something, if that's what you want to do and that gives you comfort. But if you don't, then don't do that. But yeah, man, what's next? Highlight. Oh wait, no, blush then highlight. I'm taking the Summer Sunrise, and I'm going to use the blush in that palette. The blush. And I'm just gonna... Blush has been like my new fave thing. I feel like if I don't do blush, my face looks weird. I'm just like, I get it now, I get it. We're also going to do a bit of highlight. Highlighting has now... Before I used to always love highlighting, but now I'm just like, I don't really care for it. But yeah, I feel like this year has been, in general, like for me, this year has been really like interesting in a sense. Because like a lot has happened. Like, I graduate, like my birthday's next week. Oh my gosh, my highlight looks so strong. I feel like I'm so much older than that. I'm just like, this 21st year has low-key not dragged, but a lot has happened. I feel like I've learned a lot of like life lessons in my 21st year. Yeah, because baby, the way some people be doing certain things that can make you be like, that's actually how I felt. It's just like, I can't take it on board. If you don't want to take responsibility for yourself, I cannot assume that responsibility. If you don't care, then why should I care? Like, I'll always care, but I'm not going to go out of my way to care if you're not bothered. Like, I can't be doing that. I can't be taking on other people's stress. I just can't. Because then my chest starts to hurt. That's not fun. That's not fun at all. No. No, darling, no. I'm going to do my inner corner quick. Go in with Forsaken and just do my under eye. I should probably set my face and then I'll do my lips. It's their vitamin E hydrating mist and I quite like it. it's like my boobs aren't out, but the way this is sitting, it's trying to show you guys something that y'all don't need to be seeing. You dig? Phillips. Now I'm gonna sort out my hair. Let me do my hair. I'll probably just do it and fast forward. Like, you guys will watch, but you won't actually do it, see it in real time, because it's going to be like boring. So I've straightened the hair now, as you can see. I mean, okay, don't at me. Okay, I miss my hairdresser. I miss her. I can't go to her. So to get the wig slayed, baby, I'm practicing. It's not my best, but it'll do. And also I need to wash the wig because homegirl's a bit dry. Sit. But yeah, this is the finished look in terms of hair and makeup, darling. Hair and makeup, darling. And then I'm gonna put on the outfit for when we're going to the club. And then that will be the end of this video. If you have any topics you want me to discuss, comment or follow me on Instagram and message me, because I really want to, you know, expand and broaden what I already have. Okay everyone, this is the end of the video.